What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to take a look at the game I played yesterday and talk about what you can do against turtling opponents. Um, Civs that like to turtle the most being like English, China, and Achery. Abbasid does boom pretty hard, but usually they go out on the map a little bit more. But English and HRE especially will a lot of the times just not take a lot of stuff on the map and just build farms. And obviously it depends on the player you're playing against as well. Like those civs, they can take map control as well. But so it's more like it is a response to English, but it's more of like this is how you respond to a player who's not leaving their base. Because even English players can leave their base, they just choose not to a lot of the time. So anyways, we're gonna speed this up. Um, it's a pretty straightforward game. In the beginning, there's not much going on because I scout that my opponent is going for TC, I go for TC, so that the early English Town Center build. And I decide to respond with my own town center because um, I just don't think that playing against English 2 TC on 1 TC goes super well for me. So, in my opinion, I have two choices here that are both choices that I like, but this one I've been leaning towards recently is 2 TC, and the other choice for me would be to go fast castle into relics and then get a second TC. So there it is. My scout saw the town center, them gathering the stone, and I saw he was placing the TC here, and I send a Sipahi, but I don't think I get much done except for minor delay. But it is delay, and I almost killed a Vil. Anyways, I'm getting my TC down on the deer out here. Also protects the gold somewhat. Not the best TC, not the worst. Maybe could have put it here, actually. But that's pretty forward, so. So at this point, I'm just scouting and scouting, and when I'm fully confident that he's pretty much just going castle, I decide, okay, I'm also just going to go castle. And I'm getting production buildings up, but we're going to use these in castle. Just going to make a couple Sipahi for now to poke. And to help get control of relics. So I actually maybe should have made a few more units to get the relics. Here. Help me get the relics at least. And we're going to wall this in because notice with the spawn, if I put a wall here, not only am I protecting a big gold and the back portion of my base, but I'm walling in 2 relics for myself. My town center is already kind of protecting a relic. So that means that I can get the Imam's point and go for relics on his side of the map and not worry about these until afterwards because they're walled in. And Sipahi didn't do much. I needed to make that more. So, yep, I should have kept it alive. It would have been better off helping me with the relic battle. So here I made a very risky decision that works sometimes, and I wish I hadn't made this decision, honestly. It cost me a relic. So what I did was I sent one of my imams towards this relic and another one here. I was able to get this one, but this is kind of like I should go for this last probably and just let him have it. It's not a big deal. It's the closest relic to his base. He's probably going to get it. And his scout is looking at my imam, but I was focused on several other things over the map, so I wasn't necessarily sure that the scout had seen my imam. I had attacked moved these guys onto the scout a minute ago, so should have been paying more attention. But yeah, he realizes my imam's going out here, so he's gonna kill that one. And our castle age is about to be hitting. And yeah, that imam is dead. But I'm gonna get this one. and this relic up here, and get a moss down, and I'll be able to get these two as well. And I would have had this one for free, right? Basically, if I had sent my Imam there, I might have been able to get it. But it is what it is. Now he's making a little small push, somewhat. So I just have to make enough units to deal with that, and I do. And then he just kind of parks in there in the middle. So at this point, you'll see I already have 600 stone in the bank. So let's talk about that. I ran out of the deer on the town center as we were aging up, and I moved out for these deer with some villagers, but I moved most of the deer villagers onto stone. And the reason is because I want to drop a keep really early in castle and start taking control of the map, taking control of the gold. So one thing you'll notice about this map is he does have 2 more gold spawns basically in his base, so he's going to have gold for a while. But eventually, he'll have to move out for this gold, and his big gold is here. My big gold is already walled in. So I want to plot my first keep right here. Not only will it control a sacred site and another stone mine to get more stone for another keep, it blocks off this gold and this gold. Now, I probably could have put the first keep even here maybe, but then he could maybe move out for this gold, and I don't know, things could have got weird. So at this point, the English player really doesn't have any reason to leave his base for a while. He's going to build farms, he's going to have gold in his base. What else does he need, right? His wood line's not going to expire for a little bit. And he has another one right here. So, taking full map control, like, you don't have to push and kill the English player right now, and you don't have to dive his base over and over again and raid and lose knights. Instead, you can get your advantage by mining out the resources on the map and taking control of the resources on the map. So yeah, my first keep is going to go up here. And I'm just kind of moving to see that his army's still sitting here, because I don't want my villagers, obviously, to be found out and spotted up here placing the keep. I'm also trying to get this relic in the middle, but that's not going to work out. So it's 3 relics versus 2. It could have been better. I could have had this relic most likely. And it could have been 4 versus 1, but 3 versus 2 will be okay. And at this point, I felt pretty confident that I was going to be able to get this keep up, but I sent some units out there anyways, just to protect them in case. Because yeah, the worst thing that could happen is, 3 knights run into this. That would be a disaster. And look, there is a knight, so sending my 4 knights out here to defend was probably the right idea. We're getting the relics that were in our base right now. And the first keep is down. Now, I do want to mine out this gold eventually, but it's protected now and we don't have to worry about it. These villagers are just going to go straight onto the stone, which is something you'll see a lot of players do in higher levels, is place keeps where they can protect another stone mine and then mine more stone for another keep and then move somewhere else. So that's what we're going to do. And in the middle, the army numbers are even, so I have no real reason to like push in or do anything more than try to raid. I should be trying to raid more a little bit here. But if you'll notice, with the way he put his white tower, all his farms are next to town centers and a white tower. His wood is pretty close to the white tower, although I could be harassing that more, except his army's near the wood as well. What am I supposed to be harassing here, Now, maybe I could have caught this wall going up. But this happens a lot against turtling opponents, and this is why, like, I'm showing you guys other things you can do besides attack, raid, lose units. Because you can raid yourself into GG. Like, you can send so many knights to their deaths that you just lose. So you don't want to do that. Excuse me, 1 second. Okay, so No, like I said, the white tower is here, so it's gonna be hard to attack the farms. There's just nowhere to really raid, right? So yeah, if you just send units to raid over and over again, especially expensive units like knights, you're just throwing away your army without, you know, getting any value. Now, if there is places to raid, obviously you should be raiding. But in this game, there just wasn't. Now he's moving out for deer and for berries, so there is going to be raidable places here eventually. And you can see I did send some knights back here, and they found, I did delay the stone. And he pulls kind of his whole army to deal with it, so I just try to save the knights. At this point, though, I've already got a keep here, and my army's sitting here, and the next thing I want to do is get a keep out this way, and I can take control of all the sacred sites. So I'll have 3 relics and 3 sacred sites worth of gold income, which will be really nice. And it kind of just puts pressure on the opponent to start moving out on the map. You don't have to be going for a sacred site victory just because you grab the sacred sites. I think that's something that a lot of people, a mistake that a lot of people make, or misconception a lot of people have at lower levels, is that, oh, he's going for a sacred site victory. You should always grab the sacred sites. It's free gold. Doesn't mean that you have to go all in on a sacred site victory. Now, what I should have done, clearly, now that I'm looking at the replay, is when these knights were back here and his whole army was chasing them back here, I should have attacked on the front side with my main army. And that's definitely something I could have done. Then done some damage, but even just playing the way I've been playing, I'm now 12 villagers ahead. I assume he must be missing some villager queues, because I've only killed 1 villager and he's killed 2, as you can see down here. So he's just missing some villager queues, while I'm not really. I mean, I miss them sometimes as well. I'm missing 1 right now, so he must be missing more of them. I mean, they're good villagers for me, but anyways, so at this point, we're about to be able to play. We can already place another keep. I can mine more stone back here in a little bit. So I want to deny this gold, and I want to protect these 2 sacred sites with keeps. Eventually, I'd like to protect this one with the keep as well, but since my army's sitting here, I don't necessarily need one right now. So, once the stone is gone, I forget where I put the next keep, if I put it here or here. But eventually I get keeps in both of those places. And he sends villagers out here. Who knows what they were trying to do? Maybe a tower? Doesn't matter, they can't do it, right? My whole army's right outside his base, and he is confined to the walls he built himself. I will get these villagers moving, I believe. And okay, so I put the next keep here. This is probably pretty bad. Like, I should have just put these villagers on this gold and used these gold villagers to come build the keep instead of walking all the way across the map with these villagers, but it is what it is. And I realized I could attack the wood line a little bit here, so I did. And just pull back because, like, you don't want to fight into this at all, but there's town center, white tower, he's got the network bonus, there's just no, you don't want to fight under that. Not right now. Unless you have a deciding force. And the Springalds as well come out to counter the Mangonels, so I wonder if he saw that with the tower. Probably not, but once the Springalds start shooting my Mangonels, I decide to just back up. I was going to try to pick off the Springalds, but it didn't work out. And, yeah, we have a stronger army right now, so if I can lure him out onto the map to take a fight, um, it would probably be good for me. But I don't want to fight here. And I think I throw away way too many units here, actually. This is not a good fight for me, so this is good to see. Well, that Mangonel shot just whiffed completely. And I just have no front line right now. Like, the crossbowmen are good, but the other thing is he is just running his men-at-arms around a lot and not attack moving, so... Happens even at this level. Well, I guess this fight went better for me than I thought it did. But, with the Minganel being there, I don't have a Springald or anything, so I just back up. Most of my units are ranged. I guess I turned the meter off there or something on accident. Hopefully I fixed that. Anyways, we're capturing the third sacred site now. So, from here, what do? Like I said, we don't have to go all in on the sacred sites, but if you can get a third keep here and just try to defend them, that would be nice. But when I say don't go all in on the sacred sites, that means several things. Like you don't have to just forfeit when they, decap. Like, you need to be setting up a good economy behind this. And so you can see I don't have a lot of farms yet, so we're going to be making a big farm transition here soon. Putting a bunch of villagers on wood. But I've been able to gather food all over the map. Because I'm taking the resources off the map. And English is a civ that can get away with just building farms in their base, but other civs can't really get away with that without taking the food first. Besides maybe HRE as well. So it's important to consider. So at this point, I just want to get a keep down in the middle. And, of course, the most amazing balanced keep of all time comes down in the middle. But he is really YOLOing this. And if I had even noticed it a tiny bit sooner, maybe. I do have a way bigger army here, and I have Springalds now. I don't care if my Springalds die in this fight, right? I just don't. Maybe I should, but what I cared most about in this fight is getting rid of his Mangonel. So I target that first, I think. Man, my Springalds weren't moving for a second there. That was... I'm not even going to get the Mangonel. That was unfortunate. However, my army was so much bigger, I just shredded him. So we're killing tons of villagers, building the Berkshire. We're gonna get all of the siege taken care of. And yeah, he lost a lot of bills for that, so that was good. But you see, he's worried about the sacred sites, and that's what led to this, right? I put on the pressure of capturing all 3 sacred sites. I have a keep on these 2. So he's gonna have to make a big siege push if he wants to... And I have a second keep on this one now. Blocking his gold here. So, he is going to have to move out and take control of this one, and that's what led him to make this mistake in the first place, right? Otherwise, if we had just, also played passive, or just like, oh, I don't know what to do, I can't get into his base, maybe the Berkshire goes here and defends his base, or maybe it goes out on a gold mine, which it couldn't have. But, yeah, he has to take the sacred site with it, so that's what he does. And I'm actually amazed that this gets up here. Maybe I should have... I should have had more production, I think, and had my production going more. Because I have tons of resources right now, so I don't know what I'm doing, like why I'm not printing units. Um, but yeah, I could have got more units to the middle faster. There's a bunch of units sitting right here. And maybe even killed more of these vills. But at this point, we're pretty happy. We're 40 vills ahead. And that's all because of like the pressure we were putting on by taking control of the map, which led him to make this mistake. So from here, we can just back up from this and choose how to proceed next. So he is an Imperial Age. I don't want to not go there myself, especially when I'm so close. You see I'm floating way too much food, and I'm also floating tons of wood. Now, floating this wood is not the best. It's definitely too much, but I don't have farms yet, so it's not the end of the world because I need to make a farm transition here. I've got one farm. Literally one. So, yeah, having 2,600 wood here is not the end of the world. Also, we'll need to produce siege. So, at this point, I decide to just get up to, look at that fucking range, man. That just makes me mad. That just makes me so mad. There is no way in hell a keep should be firing that far. That is such a dumb thing to put in the game. Anyways. At this point, I decide I'm just gonna go for the Imperial Age, and then I'll try to make a siege push through the middle, because, by the way, guys, that's the only way to kill English, is a big siege push, especially at this point in the game. Even when he's behind, by however many villagers, it doesn't really matter, because English farms are really strong, and English men-at-arms are extremely, well, all men-at-arms are cheap for every civ, but English men-at-arms are really strong with the armor-clad upgrade, and they can be produced from keeps, and they produce 50% faster than other civs. And they tend to kind of Zerg overwhelm things in the late game. So what I want to do is hit Imperial Age myself right now, and go ahead and make a big push through the middle. I was not paying attention to my Springald, so that was not good. So I just dropped the Seagate Castle right here. Not the best, but I was a little bit worried about him coming through the middle right now. Probably could have gone up here, though. But, yeah, I should have placed it somewhere along the trade line. And in case I needed to start trading. But at this point in this game, after what just happened in the middle, and also knowing I have keeps on his expansion golds, I was actually pretty confident, even though the Berkshire's down in the middle. So what am I going to do now? Make a big siege push. And first thing to do is get more Springalds and the roller shutter triggers. That way I can just take out any siege he has, any trebuchets he might get. And then I decide to go for Great Bombards because I thought it'd be fun. Trebuchets are probably more cost-effective. Rams are actually probably the most cost-effective. You can just spam rams. They only cost one population. You can get lightweight beams. But, guys, I pulled out the Great Bombards. I wanted to pull out the Great Bombards, okay? Springalds are getting a little out of position here, but it's okay. I'll get my army up here to defend them. I'll lose one. And I notice I can get a bombard placement on this keep, so I do that in a second. There it is. And these cannon emplacements are actually insane. And you can see his men-at-arms are just destroying everything right now. But this bombard emplacement will save me in a minute, and I get more units coming out eventually. And he runs into this keep as well, so his push stalls out a little bit. And this is all longbows, so I can take care of that pretty easily. And from here, it's going to be pretty easy for me to mass back up and start pushing. I cannot believe that thing is shooting my tower. I cannot believe that. Whew. So, I still have 5 Springalds, and I don't think he has any siege now. So I can stop mating the Springalds, and that's when I decide to go for some Great Bombards. And this tower does tons of damage. It does splash damage as well to multiple targets. And my Springalds are target firing enemies as well, so yeah, I decide to repair this tower as well. But yeah, I think you guys kind of get the picture. Like, if your opponent is sitting in their base, and you can't raid them, and you can't figure out, like, you know, what to do, like, you have several choices. Like, you could go ahead and go for a big siege push in Castle Age. But the easier thing to do, I think, is just take full control of the map. Prevent them from moving out onto these golds later, right? Now, he's now mined out this gold, which was his 2nd gold. And this is his 3rd gold, and it's about to be gone. And enclosures isn't enough anymore for English and to just keep producing gold units. So he's gonna have to move out for this gold, and there's already a keep there. And he doesn't even, I don't even think he knows that yet. So at this point, I'm trying to break into the back and do a little raid, as well as get my mass together for a big push. And I'm just going to speed this up because I'm just massing units and getting great bombards. But from here, it's going to be an easy push through the middle, because I've already destroyed all his siege. He doesn't have any counter siege. He's running out of gold. And when he moves out for this gold, he's going to be in for a big surprise. So my great bombards make short work of the Berkshire. Like, absolutely destroy it. I hate that the Berkshire is shooting the siege as the siege shoots it. That doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. And it's gone. Goodbye, Berkshire. And these great bombards actually do a lot of damage to units as well. And here it is, the mining camp on this gold, so he doesn't know. Excuse me today. Got some allergies going on. But, now we have all 3 sacred sites again. I'll recapture this in a second. We're about to push through the middle. And he's going to realize he doesn't have any gold when he gets there with these villagers. So, I'm pushing through the middle again here. His villagers are arriving on the scene to their doom. And yeah, this is very frustrating for him, but it's also like, look at this keep that he built. And this is something that turtle players do a lot. They'll build keeps in their base. What does this keep do for him? This keep does absolutely nothing. Right? If he had mined this stone early in Castle Age and gone for keeps to protect gold somewhere on the map, he would have some gold right now, maybe, or he would have at least realized, hey, I need to get rid of this keep so that I can get gold later. But he didn't realize, and now we have, 38 villagers running away, several dead, a lot dead, and he has no gold. And at the same time, I'm pushing in the middle, and it's over. It's just over. So, yeah, I hope that gives you some ideas for how to deal with an opponent who's just sitting in their base, because it can be really frustrating for sure. But yeah, you don't need to just throw away knights over and over again and keep trying to raid into a white tower or into town center fire. It's better to take what the other player's giving you, which is full map control, and use that to your advantage. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.